Yo, what's the word, Chicago? Welcome back to the channel, Chicago Unhinged. We talk all things Chicago sports and sports in general. I'm your host, Mike B, back with another video. And we got some breaking news coming out of Bulls Nation. Reported by Shams that two-time All-Star guard Zach Lavine and the Chicago Bulls are both open for a possible trade. And we know Zach Lavine name been tossed around trade talk, trade rumors for the past 2.5 seasons. And just looking at how the Bulls coming out this season, it's only right that the Bulls and Zach Lavine both, look at each other like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, and try to look for another outlet to go to. And hopefully the Bulls, if they do the trade Zach Lavine, hopefully they got one thing in mind, is to rebuild, not retool, because you cannot explain to us as a fan base that you're going to retool this team around DeMar DeRozan, who's 34, and Nikola Vucevic, who's 33. It's only right that this means a retool, a rebuild is coming. Because if you don't have rebuild on your mind, there's no way that you should trade Zach Lavine. That's the best player. And so I think now, if you do decide to rebuild, Zach Lavine do give us the best opportunity to get better things in return. So yeah, man, it sucks that we got to this point, because this team has so much promising. Just 2 years ago, when they were number one in the Eastern Conference, Lonzo was healthy. They was getting out and running. They was beating not beating everybody. They was beating teams. They were just looking so fun, and then all that just went downhill in the last 2 years. The team just kind of been mid, just trying to stay above water. So I think now is the time to really make it happen. This year we got our first round pick, so it's a lot of good players in this upcoming draft. So I think now's the time to look to rebuild this thing. And I'm pretty sure Zach talked to his people over at Clutch. They're like, yeah, I think it's time. And Zach Lavine was part of Zach Lavine is my favorite Bulls since Derrick Rose. And I just love watching the journey Zach Lavine been on. He came in this team, traded, and Jimmy Butler traded, coming off an injury. Most people, including myself, was trying to rebuild this thing around Lowry. I didn't think Zach Lavine could probably hit that next step, but then a few years later, he made himself a household name here in Chicago. A lot of great memories. A two-time All-Star, one of the best scorers in this league. Got his own shoe deal with New Balance. So Zach Lavine did a lot in Chicago, and it sucks that the one thing he did not do here was win consistently. So always gonna have love for Zach Lavine, but as a fan, I feel like it's only right that these two, have a divorce, because I don't see a way that we can hit a home run trade and keep Zach Lavine unless the front office is really keen in on moving some of these young players to try to get another grunto superstar. And there's not a lot of grunto superstar left on the market that could elevate this team to another level. So it's only right that Zach Lavine is the next best trade target we have to go out and get some good pieces and picks. So before I wrap things up, I got two categories of team. I got one team of teams that I think could be interested in Zach Lavine, probably could be a good fit for Zach Lavine. But these are the teams that I can see AK trading Zach Lavine to, if he's not keen on, I'm gonna trade you to a team where you want to go. I'm gonna trade you to a team where I can get some good assets in return. And I got another group of team, which is group B, which is teams that Zach Lavine probably has as his preferred destination, him and his team over at Clutch. And the Bulls can be like, yeah, since you've been loyal to us, we're gonna reward you and send you to a team that you will want to go. So I'm gonna start off with Group A. And the first team is the Sacramento Kings. This is probably the least unlikely to happen. We've seen the Kings bite the apple before and go out and get some bonus to build around De'Aaron Fox. Hopefully, it can get desperate again and try to capitalize on the success that they may having with this team and go out and get another guys to pair next to Sabonis and Fox and then trade us Keegan Murray. I know it's probably a long shot, but I would love that trade. Keegan Murray would be a huge home run for the Bulls. Still a young player with a lot of upside. Could probably make up for what Patrick Williams was supposed to be. Next team is the Memphis Grizzlies. I can see Zach Lavine probably not being all in but on Memphis, but then realizing that John Morant is over there. They still got Jaren Jackson. This package probably be surrounded by Marcus Smart and Zaire Williams. Memphis desperately needs some scoring over there, and I think Zach Lavine will fit perfect on that team, but still another long shot team that probably unlikely to happen. The next team is probably unlikely to happen. That's the Atlanta Hawks. But then the last team is the Philadelphia 76ers that has gained some steam, but would Philly be keen in on getting back a long-term contract? Is Zach Lavine the key is Zach Lavine the key to keep Joel Embiid there long term? Who knows? And I don't think Daryl Morey is willing to take that chance and have it blown up in his face, coming back from what just happened with James Harden. So I think, even though it was rumored, I think if Philly do try to capitalize on this 1 year, I think DeMar DeRozan would make more sense for them than Zach Lavine, because you can go trade DeMar DeRozan, you can swap Toby for DeMar DeRozan, both on a expiring contract. If things don't work out with DeMar, you can let him walk, and you can still have the cap space to go out and potentially get the right fit for Joel Embiid. Now let's talk about teams that I feel like Zach Lavine would not mind going to. It's probably, if he had a wish list, maybe 2 out of 3 teams would be on his wish list. The first team is the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like this is a win-win for both sides. You know, you can send Zach Lavine to Brooklyn, still a huge market, still a solid team over there. Pair him up with Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons, Nicholas Claxton if he's not in this deal. In return, you could probably get the likes of Cam Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, and probably some picks. So it's a win-win for both parties. Next team is probably my favorite team. I feel like we should do business with, and that's the New York Knicks. I don't care who we get in return outside of Julius Randle. AK, at least try to get 2 first-round picks. I know we may not get more than 2, but 2 2024 first-round pick would do us justice for this upcoming draft and for the future. And maybe throw in a contract like Evan Fournier, Josh Hart, whoever. As long as we can get 2 first-round picks to help rebuild this team, it'll be perfect. So the New York Knicks is probably number 1 on my team, on my list. The Kings would be number 2 because I like Keegan Murray. And number 3 is the LA Lakers. This makes sense for both teams. Lakers got some intriguing players. You got Rui, you got Austin Reeves, you got Vanderbilt, you got D'Lo. They got some first round picks. I feel like the Lakers may get desperate again, go back to what they know best. Let's go out and trade for another 3rd star. And I feel like Zach Lavine will fit Anthony Davis and LeBron James perfect. Just a guy who can spot up and catch and shoot. Who probably won't get into LeBron James' way, can score the basket and can keep the floor spread it for LeBron James as well. So it makes sense for both teams. I'm pretty sure the Lakers will be number 1 on Zach Lavine list of teams he would like to go. And I feel like now the Lakers are in a good position to probably go out and get Zach Lavine because they got pieces they can give the Bulls that I would be comfortable with and getting in return. So that's my list. Let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinion about it. How you guys feel about the Zach Lavine news? Make sure you comment down in the comment section. Like always, Bulls Nation, you guys stay safe and stay blessed. Peace.